Well, time for Media Watch now, and taking a look at the day's top stories and the online coverage they have been getting is Emerald Maxwell. Good to see you, Emerald.
Hi.
And we're going to start, first of all, of course, with the biggest story of the day, that is day one of the D-Day commemorations.
Yeah, exactly. So the Washington Post here calling it a stirring commemoration to mark the 75th anniversary of D-Day. Macron was one of a number of leaders in Portsmouth, and where he read aloud from a letter from a 16-year-old French resistance fighter who was executed. And a lot of people, including this British MP, Vince Cable, calling it the high point of the commemorations. Le Figaro says that President Macron is trying to link the spirit of resistance with the art of being French. The art of being French are some words that he used previously in his speech.
Yes, we've heard that before, haven't we? Yes.
To his speech to the Yellow Vests in an attempt to unify them as a way out of the crisis. And now he's sort of bringing a new dimension to this idea by tying it to the spirit of the resistance. So next stop, he's in Normandy tomorrow to continue the commemorations. But he won't be alone. Donald Trump will be there, and the HuffPost have done a poll which shows basically the impression of him in France, how it's changed of Donald Trump, yes. How it's changed since 2016. He's actually polarized people more and more. So here you have people in November in 2016, there was a 11% positive impression of him. That's gone up to 19, and same with the negative, overall negative. That's also gone up. So in fact, he's really a polarizing figure amongst French people.
Not very popular either.
No. So one person who didn't get the invite is Russian President Vladimir Putin.
Ah, yes.
He wasn't in Portsmouth, and he won't be in Normandy tomorrow.
He's busy meeting the Chinese president.
That's right. But a lot of people criticizing this decision not to invite him. Le Figaro newspaper again did a poll and asked their readers if they thought it was the right decision not to invite him. 80% said he should have been invited. And
of course, Russia played a big role.
Well,
in
exactly.
defeating the
That's
Nazis.
and so quite right. So that's what a lot of people online are saying in this article, The Independent, reminding us how the big role that the Soviet Union played in saving the world from Hitler. And this Twitter user saying that they paid almost the entire butcher bill for the war. Why wasn't Putin invited to the Broadway play for the Queen, referring to the commemorations?
Quite a controversial take on things.
Yeah, that's true. But it's a view that's been a lot of people have come up with. There's Angela Merkel, who's the Chancellor of Germany. She was invited, but Putin, whose country decisively turned the tide of the war and made D-Day possible in the first place, isn't. So there has been some criticism of him being excluded from proceedings. But some irony in the fact that as all these leaders are, showing unity, and they're actually, the post-war order is actually under threat, as NBC points out, and basically referring to the fact that Donald Trump has criticized the UN and all these post-war institutions, NATO. And so here we have MEP Guy Verhofstadt, butchering that, but he basically hailed the Queen for subtly not criticizing, but a slight dig. She gave a slight dig at Donald Trump.
In her speech today?
Yeah, in her state banquet with Donald Trump, where she defended internationalism and post-war institutions.
As opposed to nationalism.
Yeah. And I just wanted to, so here we have a couple of cartoons. A few cartoonists, including Dave Grenland, pointed out that Trump probably thinks the D is for Donald. This other cartoonist made the same joke. Right, if we could just scroll down. Oh, we've lost it. But basically saying that, reminding Trump that the D isn't for Donald in...
Donald Day, he'd like that, I think. Okay. And, it's been about a big display of solidarity today, hasn't it? But things aren't all that rosy. Western allies.
Yes, that's true. So, but now...
oh, yes.
We've got...
So because he left...
He's left
Portsmouth, and
he's now
on to
Ireland,
yes.
Meeting more world leaders. Basically, he he met with Irish Prime Minister Leo Varadkar.
Yes,
and
this was a little bit awkward, wasn't it?
It was a bit
Trump
awkward.
sat down and talked about, you have a border problem,
They were talking about
border
Brexit.
problem.
So
yes.
we're going to have a listen to that. He slightly put his foot in it. Let's have a listen.
And also for you, with your wall, your border, I mean, we have a border situation in the United States, and you have one over here.
They really want to avoid, of course, is a border or wall between.
No, I think you do. I think you do.
What we would like to avoid is a wall.
Or a border.
Kind of the opposite situation.
Exactly, and that has elicited quite some reaction online. This person saying that Trump draws a glaringly inappropriate parallel between his Mexican border and Ireland's Brexit border issue. 5-year-olds have more insight and diplomacy.
Ouch.
This person, how long was Trump in Ireland before making the border comment? It's amazing the Americans let him out of the country. And then this user just drawing attention to Varadkar's face as Trump wishes Ireland good luck with its own border wall situation.
He handled it very well, you have to say, the Irish Taoiseach. All right, Emerald, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Emerald Maxwell there.